Is that if I'm right? Would you like to tell the story, Benjamin, of like how you two met, and then we can move on to kind of a little bit about how CebuVA has been built and what it offers.
Yeah, the story of legend of Weshie.
Yeah, I saw that, the legend.
The legend of Weshie.
Yeah,
That's great.
Weshie is one of a kind, but her story is too common. She's overworked, underpaid, in a nasty environment, and she's just a girl from Toledo, from the province, who came to the city for hope to make a living for her family. And what she found was not just a city of opportunity, but a city of survival. And, you know, this is the IT park where the whole world is doing customer service. And it's not just a place for, you know, wealth, but a new type of poverty called city poor.
Yeah, I saw that. You have like that, like an AI receptionist thing.
Yeah, and instead of it being fearful to replace jobs, which efficiency and innovation always does, transition with the market and learn how to get revenue share, and then level up that time that you're freeing. Instead of selling your time as a service, you start selling software as a service, using that extra time in your life to improve your health and your wealth. And that's where we get in the difference between what we call the work-life balance and the live-life workflow. The work-life balance is where you put work before your life, and you try to balance everything else with very little. But the live-life workflow, DJ Magik has it on perfect example. He's on top of the mountain, living this vibe of just chilling and putting good messages out in the world. So when you get on that point, you're working for yourself, and everything you do just organically brings it back to your core value. So we made it very simple, and I came here thinking I was going to optimize the CRS industry. What we did was...
Can you explain to our listeners what the CRS industry is?
So IT Park is unique. I thought IT Park would be the Silicon Valley of the emerging markets. It's not. It's CSR world, which means customer service reps. And this isn't a place that inspires and grows in innovation. This is a place where they say, hey, here's the script, here's the SOP, stick with it, work overnight, focus on your job. And so it might be the best opportunity for many, but it's not the introduction to the world as I thought it would be, as a hub of innovation and entrepreneurship. So when I got here, and I realized my story is not alone too. There's lots of expats, or AFAMs as you call them, living in my condos of Vita Towers. And we all have the same story, like, hey, I came here to help, I came here to set up business, but I talked to this lawyer, this broker, this real estate. It's not as easy as you think. And then dealing with any government, it's not, you just go in there, you don't know if you selected the right form. So having a go-to, a blueprint of someone who's done it before wasn't easy. And I've seen Morocco, Singapore, Dubai pop up overnight in the form of 10 years. So as we can see Lapu Lapu right now, I'm reminded of Key West, Florida and Clearwater Beach, Florida, to where you can't spend a night there for less than $2,000, $4,000. So I can see Lapu Lapu getting structured to where it's developing and bringing in its own new bridge into Mandani Bay, where they're on Tower 6 of 21. There's a lot of wealth coming here. And so if we can teach a handful of Cebuanos who have the ability to show initiative, to problem solve, and understand that there's life outside the crab mentality, but with the growth mindset, everything is abundant. And if it's meant with B, God already has it set for you. All you gotta do is just show up to the game.
That's it.
Do the work.
Just want to go back a bit into the conversation to the start a little bit, was kind of like how I discovered you, and the techniques that you were using kind of interested me. And one of the videos that stood out the most was you were standing outside, I think it was Teleperformance, I think it was, and you were talking about a problem, which is a very great way for a lot of businesses to kind of capture the market for TikTok, and the way that it leads towards generating, you know, a passive income, a side hustle. And this is what stood out to me. And I kind of really want to talk to you about that. Just before we can kind of go into a little bit more about the CebuVA, was kind of like, when you wh- when you discovered TikTok, you understood that there was a platform of people that would be all eyes on you, right? And that stunt that you did outside was great. I think it was great, and I think it pulled a lot of traction, right?
Yes.
And I think that is what the people need, and how it went for you in terms of reach, and how it kind of like helped lead people to your.
Yes, I would love that. First, let me do a disclosure that I am no way, shape, or form anti that business I was in front of. They're a multi-billion-dollar industry, and please don't tie me up in court. We're such a small market share, but they're notoriously known for, if you have no experience in this industry, go to this one. And I didn't know I was picking on the one people dread. I was just going for a walk at McDonald's at 3 in the morning and surprised on how many people, because it's 3 in the afternoon in Florida at 3 a.m. So IT Park is full of people on their 10-minute break. If you just go hang out downstairs at the 7-Eleven, you'll have a constant flow of different people you can buy a water for. So that's how I recruited 8,500. But I've made the first splash was a TikTok video in front of Teleperformance. And I said, hey, if you're going to work for them, please don't. You can work with me. And because it's notoriously known that it takes you 10, 12 hours to do an interview there. And so if I can just solve one quick thing of making it easier to apply, it's just one form. Everybody put your name and whatever you want to set up for your promo code. So I made it very, very simple. And out of nowhere, I came here to maybe hire 12 VAs for a roofing company. I didn't know I was going to go viral. The goal is to make internet income, not work, okay? So I'll say this again. Job is just over broke. And you have the power of the internet. So YouTube babies, some generations make fun of those YouTube babies, but those YouTube babies on Twitch and on video games sometimes get the click. It goes to a value, and they're helping everybody. So a lot of people were shy. They approached me, oh, I want to be a VA, but I'm shy. So we made it so simple that all they have to do is copy, paste, and they don't have to talk.
Wow.
All right. So level up, if you want to level up to be able to do talking, then show competence and just copy, paste, meeting people. And after 1,000 connections on LinkedIn, you have a personal brand of whatever you say you do. So don't start it traditionally, like, oh, I have 10 years experience working for this job. Or just straight up say, I am the AI business growth expert. All right. I specialize in saving money and cutting costs and driving growth. I would love to please help you grow your business. Boom, the conversation started. You didn't sell anything. You presented the conversation as an expert. Not, hi, how are you doing in California? What's the weather like? Don't hit a CEO like that. Don't ask permission to the CEO. Can I ask a question? You just ask the question.
You do, yeah.
So shoot your shot.
That's
you know? And
life's too short to not take a chance. Otherwise, you're going to spend a whole life thinking, "What if I didn't?" or "What if I?" And I guess that's a lot. I've seen a lot of other CEOs, especially like Adam Tate and a few others. They're just saying, like if the opportunity is presented to you, you take it. And like the guy that was like to one of the rappers, "Can you pay my education?" Just shouted it out there randomly. The guy turned around and said, "Yeah, all right, I'll pay it for you." So that's a big word out there to all of our listeners. If you're just tuning in, by the way, you're listening to Benjamin, CFO from CebuVA, alongside with Weshie, the legendary Weshie. I just want to kind of like come in now and kind of like let's get to the grind now, and I just want you to kind of like, if you can, explain the simple process that our listeners, if someone is interested in this side hustle, because I strongly believe if they already have a job, they can run this alongside their ordinary job, right?
Yeah, I see people playing Mobile Legends, and so I say, hey, if you got time for Mobile Legends, how about you give me 10 minutes for mobile LinkedIn? Right? So you download the LinkedIn app on your phone, and while you're waiting for the Jollibee, for your Jollibee, or you're waiting for the GP, just add 5 or 10 CEOs on LinkedIn.
So yeah, I'll just give you the floor, and if you'd like to invite everybody who's listening and viewing right now, it's Benjamin, everybody from CebuVA.
Wishie, I'll go ahead and give you the first shout out. Give a shout out to your friends in Toledo.
Oh, hello from my family and friends in Toledo. I hope you're okay.
Yeah, she's definitely active on the Facebook. I would like to attract anybody or invite anybody who wants to level up, freelancers, web workers, entrepreneurs. Whenever you make an impact in any campaign, any community, you'll have 15% haters, 15% of super fans. And so until you address your haters, the super fans kind of stay silent. But once you address your haters and say, hey, thank you for sticking around, thank you for watching us grow, to the crab like mentalities who just discourage people who to do something different. Oh, you didn't want to get rich in high school. What makes you start doing it now when you're 35 years old? This crab like mentality, thank you so much for the comments. For the moringa mindset, malunggay, the tree of life, where you spread something positive and it grows, we love you guys.